calling it the biggest welcome in Arizona sports history.
You're getting one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
This is one of the teams always and one of the cities always respected.
KD straight away. Boom!
My purpose of being a human being is to be the greatest basketball player I could be.
Finds Durant for the win.
He's a living legend. I'm glad to be able to go to battle with him every time.
I've been traded before. I moved teams before. Switched my whole situation up mid-season. You got to be prepared for anything in this league. It's nothing but love with this fan base. They always support. Crazy how life works.
What is up, Arizona? Happiness is a choice. Be kind to one another. Thank you so much for staying up with us on 12 Sports Tonight, Arizona's longest running sports show. Cameron Cox, Lena Washington on your TV as always. We're not tired yet. As you saw, it is kind of hard to stomach trading away your best player, but that's the hole the Suns are in.
Best player and a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. Nobody has more Kevin Durant trade news than 12 Sports. Our insider tells us how we got here and what's next, plus social media, as you can imagine, was popping off. We'll take a look back at KD's legacy here in the Valley as well.
Suns had to trade away Kevin Durant to improve this team, and really, Lena, mission accomplished. They got younger, tougher, more athletic, and they got some future draft picks back. So check. All the boxes, right? 12 Sports can confirm the Suns traded Kevin Durant to Houston for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the 10th overall pick in Wednesday's draft, and 5 future second-round picks. KD's time in Phoenix just didn't work. 6 playoff wins in 2.5 years is proof. Now, it's not all KD's fault. We know this. Bad coaching hires, the roster poorly put together around him. Durant was, of course, entering the final year of his contract. Turns 37 in September. Suns coming off missing the playoffs for the first time in 4 years with the highest payroll in the NBA.
You just got traded!
I believe that KD has been traded to the Houston Rockets.
How's that for some interesting timing, huh? KD finding out he was traded, that it was a done deal while on stage at the Fanatics Fan Fest in New York. Fans broke the news to him. By the way, the Rockets were one of the teams on KD's wish list.
Being a part of the Houston Rockets, I'm looking forward to it. Crazy last couple of weeks, but I'm glad it's over with. Being able to kind of dictate what you want to do and then being with a team that values you, and I'm looking forward to it. They asked me where I wanted to go, some of my destinations, I gave it to them, and here we are.
A lot of heartbroken Suns fans right now.
They wanted me to go, so it's like, I'm glad we both, they got what they wanted and I got what I wanted. So we can move on, and good luck to them going forward. And I always remember my time there, but we on something else.
Lena, did you have to throw out that last line? It's just unnecessary.
Hey, just pour salt in the wound. Hey, Kevin, here is the full trade and how it shakes out. This pushes the Suns over the second apron even more since they're actually taking on more money, meaning another deal likely coming down the road. The trade can't be finalized until July 6th. Now, the Suns get 2 starters from the Rockets. Jalen Green, a young, solid talent, athletic, aggressive scorer. He averaged a team-high 21 points and had a career year shooting the 3. His best years are ahead of him, though. He's only 23 years old. He was the 2nd overall pick in 2021. Before that, Green was the #1 recruit in the nation. He decided to skip college and go pro with the G League Ignite team. Now, Suns fans, y'all already know who Dillon Brooks is. Remember this? He's among the NBA's heels. He's gritty. He's a trash talker. He usually gets the toughest defensive assignment every game, and he knows how to irritate his opponents, as you see here. His bad boy attitude is something the Suns have been missing. The last time we saw him here in Phoenix, coincidentally, was KD's last game in a Suns jersey. And you see them barking at each other there. Brooks and KD, it's Brooks getting tossed in this one, as you see here in Phoenix.
Yeah, got into it with KD. So did the Suns win the trade, Lena, or did they get punked? Arizona Sports 98.7 FM, John Gambadoro is tonight's insider. How did this trade for Kevin Durant come together?
Well, they started to look at trading Kevin Durant, Cam, as you know, back in February at the deadline. They were trying to get Jimmy Butler. They could move Kevin Durant to Golden State. They also had talks with Houston at that time. So they knew there was a lot of interest from the Houston Rockets, who at that time were willing to trade Jalen Green and Jabari Smith for Kevin Durant with no picks. full circle, season ends, Suns had a bad year. They're going to trade Kevin Durant and move on. They open it up, 6 different teams. I think they did the best that they could have. It's hard to win a trade when you're trading one of the best players in the history of the game. But Durant wasn't impacting winning for the Phoenix Suns. He just wasn't. He was turning the ball over a lot, and he wasn't impacting their ability to win games. They get 2 starters from the Houston Rockets, the number 2 seed in the West, that are both in their 20s. They get a top 10 pick this year, and they get 5 second-round picks that they could use as future assets to use in a possible trade. I'm not saying the Suns got to get an A+ or a B+ here, but I think they made a good deal. I don't think this is a bad deal for them.
So you don't think they got punked or fleeced in any other way? Just the leverage was out there. It was always going to be tough to trade Kevin Durant for what you gave up for him, right?
Sure. He's going to be 37 years old. The market is not there. The Spurs never made an offer. Toronto's offer was garbage. Miami's offer was garbage. Minnesota was going back and forth with a bunch of offers, and I think that they always had a good offer on the table. I like Jalen Green. Like, he's different than Book. He attacks the basket. He can score. He's not a great defender. 20 points per game he'll score. They've always liked Dillon Brooks. They tried to get him 5 years ago. So he's the alpha. He's the hard-nosed, I'm going to give you everything I got, tough son of a gun that they desperately needed. The 10th pick in the draft will be a good pick for them. They need young, talented assets. I'm not saying they won the deal, but I'm saying they didn't lose the deal.
Are they a better team now?
Yeah, I think so. Cam, I've already got a lunch bet with Bernsey that the Suns will be better next year than they were this year.
I'm with you. You and me against Bernsey. We got it.
Me and you. You agree.
I'll agree with you.
I think that they will have a better record. Now, it doesn't take a lot. They were 10 games under 500. They still have to get a power forward, and they still have to get a center. So there's still a lot of work to be done. But I truly believe that the Phoenix Suns will have a better team this year than they did last year. I really believe that they will.
Bradley Beal, I would assume that's the next domino to fall, Gambo. Plain and simple. Is he coming back?
They don't need him. I mean, with Jalen Green and Devin Booker, there's not a need for Bradley Beal on this team. It's just a matter of, can you find somebody to trade Bradley Beal for? And if you can't, then I think you address the buyout option. I do believe, contrary to what's been reported, and I don't think Charlotte is a team, I do think there are 1 or 2 trade possibilities. I do. If that doesn't happen, then I think you look at the buyout possibility.
You look back at the KD era, what are you going to remember? Who's to blame? And what lessons did the Suns learn from that?
The lesson is not to build a super team with 3 players taking up all your salary cap, and you're filling out your roster with Keita Bates-Diop and Yuta Watanabe and Chimezie Metu and Eric Gordon and a bunch of guys that can't play anymore. That was the mistake. The mistake was you gave up way too much to get Kevin Durant. The Kevin Durant era is just going to be seen as a failure. It didn't work. They went for it. You can't blame them for going for it. The problem was they weren't able to build a good enough team around KD. Not his fault, not Booker's fault. Failed coaching Mike Budenholzer. I blame Budenholzer. There wasn't enough depth and it wasn't enough talent around Devin Booker and Kevin Durant to make this work.
Do you trust the new regime?
I think you got to give it time. I think they did a really good job in the coaching search. This was Gregory's first big trade. I don't think he failed it. I don't think he aced it, but I think he made a good trade. I do think these guys deserve a chance to see what they could do in a rebuild/reset.
Man, I can't wait for Bernsey to buy us both lunch. We're going to get double sides.
Right. And he's in California now. He's in San Diego. He's
on
the beach
and you're working, and he's on the beach.
Do all this work, and he's sitting on the beach drinking a pina colada. What is going on around here?
Gambo, appreciate the time, my friend. We're going to run up that bill.
If you like pina coladas and talking trades, well, this is the place for you. Back in 2023, the Suns gave up fan favorites, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, the Twins, Jay Crowder, 5 future first-round picks, all for Kevin Durant. Now, fast forward 2 and some odd years later, the Suns don't get anything close to what they lost, but this team now has the flexibility and the picks to retool the roster under new GM Brian Gregory.
Yeah, speaking of KD, here's a look back at KD's time in the Valley.
At forward, from Texas, 6'10", number 35, Kevin Durant.
A superstar rival in the middle of Super Bowl week. The biggest trade in Valley sports since Charles Barkley.
And come on now, we got Kevin Durant in the Valley.
The first major move for new Suns owner Matt Ishbia.
I always loved playing here in Phoenix.
The welcome matching the excitement.
It's pressure because I'm one of the best players to ever play the game.
But real feelings for what the Suns gave up.
That was the spirit of our team with, having those twins.
Took a month for KD to hit the court. Then thanks to a pregame slip, KD's home debut delayed 10 minutes before tip. Durant playing in just 8 regular season games. The Suns went 8-0.
Shaking your head for? It's part of it. Greatness don't shake his head.
KD's first playoff run here, they beat the Clippers in 5 games before losing to the eventual champs, the Nuggets, in 6 games.
It's embarrassing. They came out and hit us in the mouth. We couldn't recover.
That offseason, they traded away DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul and assembled what was supposed to be the best Suns team ever.
That's the PHX KD.
New big three, new coach, same average results. KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal only playing in 41 games together.
We was trying to figure out lineups on top of what's the best system for us.
And despite KD playing at an MVP level, the Suns were swept by the Timberwolves in the first round.
The narrative around the house is burning, it's incorrect. The Phoenix Suns are doing great.
Summer in Paris, KD and Book winning Olympic gold. That confidence coming back to Phoenix with another new coach.
Kevin's so good, and can we make it easier on him?
A 9-2 start quickly faded. By the All-Star break, the Suns were shopping KD behind his back.
Let's get this straight. I haven't been through this.
Becoming the 8th player to reach 30,000 career points, the only thing worth cheering about the second half of the season.
We get too small to the camera again.
The big three only played in 37 games together.
It's tough, man. Game, man. We didn't play our standards up to our standards at all. We embarrassed the fans.
The last sighting, hobbling off the court with an ankle injury, fittingly against the Rockets. KD would miss the final 7 games of the season. The Suns missed the playoffs, becoming the most expensive failure in NBA history. And 2.5 seasons after arriving in the Valley, the KD era is over. Lena, why can't we have nice things in this city?
I don't know, but I'm tired of hearing the word fault and Kevin Durant in the same sentence because KD was the most professional, the most consistent,
always
the highest scoring of the big three, the most available. So he delivered all that he could here in Phoenix. He was always professional with us, the media, gave us his open and honest responses, played ball with us. So it's disappointing to see this end this way. It's part of the game. It's part of the business, but man, 35 in a PHX jersey is going to be unlike anything we'll probably see maybe in a long time here in the Valley.
Can I read you my blame list real quick?
Oh gosh, here we go.
I blame the Suns for giving up way too much for KD. I blame Monty for not making it work with DA. I blame the Suns for not getting a better backup point guard when Chris Paul was here. I blame the Suns for hiring back-to-back duds as head coaches and makeshift rosters behind KD and Book. I blame KD. This guy wants Batman respect, but Robin responsibilities. And
I was with you until the end. You had me
and
until
that kind of
final
defines his
yeah.
time here in Phoenix. They made him the guy. Everything went through him. His name is on the door, Lena. When your name is on the front door and you're the guy and it doesn't work, the blame starts with him. And the performance-wise, sure, he put up numbers, but the Suns didn't win. It was like DA all those years ago. Put up double-doubles, but it didn't impact them winning. That was the biggest thing. His impact on this team winning was not there.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I, again, think he was the most consistent, the most available, the most vocal in the locker room, perhaps, the most experienced. He's been there before. He's seen it all. And now we're seeing Kevin Durant move on to Houston. We'll see him here in Phoenix a couple times a year.
We will. I just hope the Suns learn their lessons.
We'll find out.